Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to do another fruity summery set, but this time around I'm going to switch up the colours and focus a bit more on blue and yellow because it goes quite nicely together. On my channel recently there's been quite a lot of pinks and I am a massive pinky girly, as you'll probably know, but it's about time that we give it a bit of a switch up and we do something different. So we are actually also coming right to the end of overall just summer sets. As you all probably have seen in stores, we are getting a lot of autumny sets going on, and although I am a massive summer girly, I'm not gonna lie, I am actually quite excited for autumn, which is crazy to say. I feel like I probably say this every year, but I am kind of over summer, which I know is crazy to say, but it's been just so hot in the UK, and as much as it's been lovely, I am kind of missing just wearing a jumper and some joggers. I'm actually quite excited to get into some PJs, some fluffy ones in particular, so really excited about that. But I'm not just ready to let go of it just yet, so we do have a little bit more of summer sets coming, but I am probably about going to stop the summer sets, so I have a couple already made and ready to go to show you, but after that it's going to be autumny ones. I probably won't jump straight into Halloween. Just some autumny colours, some oranges coming in, some browns, and then yeah, we'll just slowly transition into Halloweeny stuff. So before then though, I'll crack on with our nail art design. So I did one nail, so all of the nails are in the nudie shade as the background, and then we're using some blue to do a French tip on the pinky, and we also use that same blue to create a line right at the top of the index finger, and that's going to help create that fruity nail that we're going to do later on. And also I shied away from doing any aura nails today, which I feel like it has not created such a great fruity nail look, but I wanted to show what one would look like if you didn't do an aura kind of design. So it doesn't look bad, but I feel like that aura middle kind of ombre definitely adds to the final look and really kind of elevates and just really makes it look good, if that makes sense. So I do have, I think, another set that I'll be doing, or I have many on my channel now at this stage anyway, so if you wanted to see what I do with the aura, definitely check it out, because I use some pigments to do that, or even an old eyeshadow palette as well. So hopefully things you have in your collection anyways that you can do it with, or naturally just do it with a gel polish or with a airbrush machine as well if you wanted to. So now on the thumb we are doing these, what I like to call two smile lines but upside down, and then you want to colour in the sides, and then on the middle finger we also did a French tip with the yellow. And with all shades I am doing two coats, so you do one on camera and then off camera I do another one, so you might end up seeing as the clips change that the nail looks a bit more pigmented, and that's just because I needed another coat. And then once that's coloured in and in the lamp, we have two nails in total that are going to have a fruity look, and we're going to work on one right now. So that's the index nail there. So we're going to do another line just below the blue one with the yellow. Then in the centre we're going to do a dot, and we're going to do a bunch of lines coming out of it. Now I don't have good footage of this, I keep mentioning it in the videos. I just can't get a good grip, and especially in particular today, I was actually quite shaky. I think I've had just a little bit too much caffeine, but I was just so excited to film, and I was just like, no, I really just want to. So I had to cut the footage, but you'll see in a moment of the final look what I ended up doing. But it's essentially where the line meets with the circle, you know, around the fruit. You just want to create like this round curvage and then just colour it in, if that makes any sense. But literally pause it right now and you can see what I've done here with the white one and also with the yellow one as well. And then with the white one we're also going to do a border just below it, again just repeating that same line but with the yellow. Now that that's done and we're happy how it's looking, I'm going to dip into some white gel polish and go around the two French tips that we created and also on the thumb, so around that yellow. And again I cut the footage. Those are probably my worst nightmare of types of lines to do, because I always want to make sure that the lines are the same thickness and everything, and I just cannot for the life of me, especially on camera. So you can bet that I had about probably 30 minutes of me going around those lines and then wiping and retrying before I actually got it correct, and also those kind of like half circle lines as well. So yeah, that was just not going to happen. I am more likely to be able to film it when I do quick shorts on my channel. So if you ever want to see a bit more of an actual detailed video on that, you're likely going to find that on the shorts rather than my full YouTube videos, just because of the way I place my camera and how it's kind of above my head and how my vision's kind of limited. Whereas when I film for shorts / TikTok, then I kind of position my camera in a different way because I am filming, you know, you film either horizontally or vertically, and it's just easier that way for me. So you're likely to find that a bit more there. So definitely check out my shorts. I do try and upload here and there. Probably a bit more of those these days than full videos because they're just so much quicker to film, and I can share just some quick snippets of stuff rather than making a full video on it. Now with a dotting tool though, we're going to dip into some blue and yellow and do some dots. So yellow dots on the blue French tip and then blue dots on the yellow bits of the nail design. Now onto this fruity nail, we're actually going to try and create this like drip look. So I actually blended or mixed some of that yellow with some top coat just to kind of create more of a sheer gel polish look. And I'm going to try and create or give an illusion of this like juice dripping from the nail. And again, if you do have pigments or even an old eyeshadow palette or anything like that, it doesn't have to be an old eyeshadow palette, just anything to create that yellowy ombre in the center, I would highly advise it. Like, this set is so gorgeous, but I just find that it's missing that extra touch and it really needs it in my opinion. Now onto some bling though. We are going to just do a couple ABs. We've got 3 on the thumb there, and each AB crystal placement will have some caviar beads in between. So using your nail art brush and then some Rhinestone glue gel, I'm going to pop that in between there. At first I used this brush that I'm using right now, and I often like to use really old brushes, likely ones that are just kind of a bit broken and kind of likely need to be in binned, but I'm just trying to repurpose them, and that one was just driving me nuts. The bristles were all over the place and I ended up switching it out actually. So that was the pink one, and it looks like I went for another pink one, or maybe I switch up in a moment, but I did switch it. It was just driving me nuts, and I needed to switch it. And then using any tool to hand, I did a dotting tool. I just kind of like to mess about with my placement before I, kind of adjust it to make sure it's a center and straight or whatever I need it to be as much as I can. And then I'll pop it into the lamp for a cure. Now onto the middle and pinky, both French tip nails. We're just going to do 2 AB crystals at the top there. I like to downsize on my crystal sizes, so one will be larger above and then one slightly smaller below it. And again, caviar beads in between, of course. And then the same situation on the pinky as well. So as we are going to do the 3D kind of fruity look, I am going to top coat them in just a moment, and then we're going to do the 3D look with some Rhinestone glue gel. The one I'm using today is from a cart, and they luckily do 2 types. You can get the very liquidy one and you can get the more thicker one. So whenever I buy it on Amazon, they actually come in a set usually. So I probably advise getting that kind of set, and that way you can figure out which one you prefer and you get very good use out of both anyways, because the liquidier one, obviously, if you're going to use really heavy charms, it's probably not the one you want to use. So it's good to have the more thicker one because it's going to just help you keep in place your placement before you pop into the lamp for a cure. Because there's been occasions in the past where I used the liquidy one on a very heavy charm and it just kept wobbling, and I was trying to add extra charms and crystals to it and it was just a nightmare. It was like fighting with gravity really on that set. So at that stage it would have been so much nicer to have that Rhinestone glue gel. I just didn't have it at the time, but that would have literally saved me so much time and effort and probably anger, to be honest. So now that I've had the rhinestones glued and in place and cured, we are going to top coat them with some glossy top coat, and I'm using the Muck Art one today as well. Once that's done and out, we can grab preferably, in my opinion, a longer brush, but obviously use whatever you're comfortable with, and then we can start dipping into that Rhinestone glue gel and creating our 3D lines. I did have a bit of a nightmare today, to be honest. I don't know what it was. My brush, I feel like it needs a bit of some hot water, really. It was just bendy in some areas and just wasn't picking up how I needed it to pick up, and it just, I don't know, just not the day apparently for these kind of nails. So I'm literally scraping into that container. I'm really trying to load my brush with that Rhinestone glue gel, and then I am placing it in the nudie bits, in the pinky bits on that fruity nail. And then you can just slowly start to see the fruity nail come to life, which is perfect and exactly what we need. And we're going to do the exact same thing on the other one as well, because we've got 2. But in addition to that one, we're actually also going to place some of this Rhinestone glue gel on that juicy bit that I tried to create or make it look like it was kind of dripping. We're also going to place it there, and I feel like it definitely needed it. It really just added that extra 3D juicy look to it. So I do advise doing so, because it definitely adds that cool look as well. Which I'm going to do right now whilst I try and fix up. So here I was trying to create a bit of a thicker look near the rounded area, and then a bit of a thinner line as I go up. But sometimes it's really hard to do that with the Rhinestone glue gel, because the purpose of it naturally is just not to do that kind of stuff. I think you can get like proper stuff to do these 3D looks with, I think. That might be a bit more thicker and easier to control rather than this liquid one, but it does the job for me. And we are coming to the end of summary sets anyways now, to be honest, so I'm not going to worry too much about getting that. But maybe next year, when I try to create some more fruity look and 3D looking stuff, maybe we can invest some money into that. But for now, this works just as well, and I like to use stuff that obviously don't warrant you guys to have to quickly go and buy that to create the set. But here are the nails done. I'm going to pop it into the container, and you can see all 10 nails with what it would look like. So here they are, and I hope you guys liked the video. If you did, please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I would love to see you all in the next video. Bye guys.